Hello and welcome to Scholars Hub. As we are discussing the summary of The Great Gatsby, in this video we will talk about Chapter 2. In the beginning of Chapter 2, Nick Carraway describes the Valley of Ashes. Valley of Ashes is a barren wasteland halfway between West Egg and New York. Now in the novel, a third place is mentioned whose name is Valley of Ashes. This valley or this place is halfway between West Egg and New York, like it lies between West Egg and New York. Uh, Above this unpleasant landscape is a giant billboard advertising Dr. J.T. Eichelberg, an eye doctor. The eyes on this board seem to be watching and judging the valley from above. Myrtle Wilson lives in this area. Now, again, the Valley of Ashes has been described that it is a kind of unpleasant area where there is garbage and where there are things are in a very irregular form. And above this landscape, above this unpleasant place, a big billboard who is advertising an eye doctor, Dr. J.T. Eichelberg. Uh, the board of his advertisement lies above this valley, and there are eyes on that board. The eyes in this board seem to be watching and judging the valley from above. There are eyes in that advertising board which seem like they are watching and judging the valley of Ashes every time. Myrtle Wilson lives in this area. Now this valley of Ashes has been described because Martin Wilson, who is the mistress of Tom, lives in this area. So this valley of Ashes is further described that it is an unpleasant area above which there is a big board on which two eyes are painted, and those two eyes seems to be judging and watching the valley from above all the time. So these eyes can be symbolized with God, because God watches everything from above. We will talk about it later. One day, Tom takes Nick to George Wilson's garage to meet Myrtle Wilson. Nick sees her in the garage. She isn't beautiful, but she is attracted because she is lively. Then Tom tells Nick about his mistress and he persuades him to meet her one day. And then Tom takes Nick to George Wilson. George Wilson is the husband of Myrtle Wilson. So Tom takes Nick to George Wilson's garage in order to meet Myrtle Wilson. Myrtle Wilson is also there in the garage, and when Nick sees her, she isn't beautiful, but she is attracted because she is lively. It means that Myrtle Wilson is not beautiful, but because of his lively behavior, because of his liveliness, she is attracted to men. Nick tries to leave but insists and take him to the apartment where they have a small party with Myrtle's sister, Catherine, and a photographer named McKay. They talk about Gatsby and Catherine. Now, while they are in the garage, Nick tries to leave, but Tom insists and takes him to the apartment where Myrtle Wilson gives them a small party, and their Myrtle sister Catherine and a photographer whose name is McKay, they also join them. They all talk about Gatsby and Catherine. They talk about Gatsby, that how rich he is and how many servants is working in his mansion, and that he is very kind and he gives party to people without any cost, and they talk about him in every possible way. So here chapter 2 ends. Thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe the channel, and if there is any query or missing information, please comment down in the comment box and let me know.